You know, there's a kind of person on YouTube who would spend about 4 hours in front of the mirror getting themselves made up and looking good. Well, I'm not one of those people. You've got me here early in the morning, first beverage of the day, before I've had my shower, trying to fit a little video in before getting on with my life. This is being recorded on the day before New Year's Eve, in preparation to enter into the year 2018. Just leaving the year 2017 behind like some rubbish and looking forward to the future. I call this channel Nick Dutch Mind Body Spirit. Okay, done a lot of stuff on spirit, done a fair bit on the mind and cognition, on the way that people use language, especially in faith-based groups and spiritual-based groups. Done very little about the body. And I'm not some kind of like great healing guru, okay? I have not been able to cure myself of some kind of like serious disease as a result of, I don't know, this, that or the other treatment or therapy. But I am someone who has like been incorporating little bits of this, that and the other into my life bit by bit over a period of time in order to see what happens. My experiences have demonstrated that there is a certain quantity of truth to some of the things which happen, which have been written of by people involved in the alternative health world, and I want to try and explore more of it. Some of which I know I just can't do. Some of which I know I just can't afford to do. Some of which I know is just like not right for me personally. But I have been slowly building up a map in my mind's eye of what could possibly be true. And I really do want to vlog and blog about this kind of stuff. Because like this is where I suppose my primary interest has been heading steadily more and more with the passage of time. Not turning away from my spiritual side, but trying to like get some kind of like in-depth understanding as to what all of these alternative health points of view are. I mean, there's two main ones I know which are associated with one particular school of thought. There's another one I know which is associated with another particular school of thought. There's another one associated with yet another particular school of thought. The question is there a way of like affordably incorporating these things into my experience of existence, into the way in which I'm living, in order to see what can actually do me some good, and basically what, you know, what is right for me, what is wrong for me? Can I like interlace some of the ideas between all of these different things? And when I put out a video a while back, quite a while back now, saying that I was thinking about doing something rather controversial, and I then made some allusions to what that thing was, and I got some really, really negative feedback from people who have their own interpretation of stuff, okay? Their own interpretation as to what's real or true or healthy or appropriate. You know, diametrically opposed to what I think, to what I researched, to what I've experienced. And I've got to take the attitude which I've taken when talking about spiritual experience and trying to convert that into health-based stuff. My attitude was, I don't care what people think. I know people out there are crazy. Okay, you know, there's a very strong chance that you watching this right now are crazy. Okay, you personally. Very strong. Because you're human. Okay, not just because you're watching me, but because you're human. And there is some serious issues with like the way in which humans have been brought up into thinking about everything as a result of the media, different interpretations of what is an intelligent way of looking at life. And it's crazy, you know, because all of us are somehow distorted away from whatever is true. Okay? Because of what we hear, because of what we're told, because of what people say. All of these things change our metric. And because most of us individuals have plenty of breadth of understanding, okay, we don't necessarily have sufficient depth into each subject. So we're very, very good at doing whatever everyone does and coming out with some kind of like glib statement, which is essentially a quote of something that we've seen on Facebook or heard on YouTube or Blog Talk Radio or read on Twitter. But we're not very good at thinking like, can we go into this subject in greater detail and try and work out what different points of view are being expressed here and therefore what is true. And on top of that, us humans like to have something that we regard as true and to hold on to it and protect it, because it becomes like part of our identity, and we get issues of like loyalty to a concept even though the concept might not be true, and we stop being able to do our own research because this is what makes us human. And it's crazy. Okay, this is, humanity itself is in this position of intense stupidity, intense craziness, intense brainwashing. We're not talking about by some kind of like Illuminati group or whatever, but just by other people talking. Thousands or millions of different voices. You come onto the internet, there's thousands of millions of different voices all shouting at you, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right, they're wrong, I'm right, they're wrong, all the time. I mean, how's that going to affect you? Seriously, how's that going to affect you as a person? It's going to twist you. It's going to put you out of shape. It's going to take you away from anything which can help you find the truth of something. Okay? But maybe there's like 5% of what is correct spoken by 20 people. So if you can find that 5% doing everything that everyone says, maybe you can become closer to becoming like 100% in the truth. You know what I mean? So I can't tell you that I know what the truth is, but I can tell you what I've gone through and what I've experienced, and the rest has to be up to you, taking into account the attitude towards knowledge which I'm giving you right now in this video. Okay? You yourself are being contorted and twisted away from whatever is true and clear and all the rest of that as a result of having experienced people talking on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and Blog Talk Radio and whatever the hell it is you're watching on cable right now, and your Netflix series, your Amazon Prime series, and all this stuff, all this like intellectual noise, which stops you from thinking. It's like the world is full of people who say they're experts. Therefore, oh, I don't have to do anything because the expert's done it for me. Are you with me? Well, I've got some bad news for you. The experts only know a certain quantity. Okay? And they're only an expert in one particular interpretation. So, they're not experts to the point whereby you can exclude your need to look deeper into things. Now, I know we're all busy, okay? You got your work that takes up tons of your time, tons of your energy. You've got your family commitments, you've got your relationship commitments, you've got your issues of your finances and how on earth you're going to plan your day and sort out your transport to work and all this kind of stuff, all this other stuff, how you're going to fit in your washing load, and just like bogging you down. But I think it's important to start the process. Take some time every day to look deeper into something. Try and work out what someone's really saying and why they're saying it, and therefore why you should disbelieve them. Okay? And also to look deeper into what someone is saying and why they're saying it, and why you should accept that some of the things that they're saying is true. It's complex, but it's still worthwhile, putting your head into, not just through like listening, okay, but also through reading, also through experimenting, challenging, testing, trying to deploy the scientific method to your own life. And that's what I try to do. It's like everyone out there, you know, I've got my own restrictions. I've got things to hold me back. I've got my own limitations, which is something we will have to accept. But I can't see them as necessarily being absolute, because some of them I can break on through. I've broken through a lot of my, you know, various obstacles and issues and the rest of that over the past few years through personal growth and self-development, and actually trying to apply everything I've been learning in a different way, and sometimes going through some pretty difficult situations and pretty difficult experiences on the way. Okay, you know, proper big scary grown-up adult stuff. But you know, but that's okay. It's part of the journey, and it informs me even further as to how to approach the subjects I want to talk about in greater detail, greater depth, greater clarity, greater positivity, to the purpose of excluding all kinds of stuff, you know. But as I say, some of the things I'm going to talk about, I have not been able to do in my life 100%, which is a shame, and I probably won't be able to necessarily either. I don't know. We just have to see how things go. So anyway, today's a Happy New Year update, and let you know where my head is at the moment, and hope that everyone has had a fantastic midwinter holiday period. And I look forward to speaking to you again soon. God bless everybody.